Writing a shitty first draft is really good writing advice, but it can be hard to take if you have any perfectionist tendencies like I do. So here are 3 ways to shift your mindset a little bit to make it easier to write a shitty first draft. First tip is to make the decision and stick to it that nobody else will be reading this draft except for you. I've found that it takes a lot of the pressure off of the draft if I know that I'm going to be the only one who's reading it. Because if I tell like my friend or my mom or whoever that they can read the book once I finish it, then I know, okay, there's gonna be other people's eyes on this. There's gonna be somebody who doesn't understand the character and the world the way that I do. So deciding nobody's gonna read this until the second or third draft takes a lot of that pressure off of making it presentable and instead makes it a place where you can just idea dump, leave insert details here, leave, whatever edits. My second tip is to just think of your first draft a little bit differently. You can think of it as a glorified outline where you're just writing the exact scene directions and maybe some dialogue, and it's not pretty and it's not poetic or, interesting yet, but it's the idea of the scene. And like later you can go back and craft it and make the sentence structure work and make everything work, but right now you could just make it a glorified outline. You could also consider it a zero draft. A zero draft is pretty much the same thing as a shitty first draft, except a different name. And the concept is that that zero draft, absolutely no one is going to see it. And it's basically just a starting point so that you can write a good first draft. So if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. And my third tip is do not go back and reread anything that you have written and make edits. If you need to go back and like check a character name, check a date, check a weekday, whatever, those are things that I've gone back to check in past chapters. If you find it and you realize that, there's something in that sentence or in that paragraph or on that page that you want to change, don't change it then and there. Just make a note of what you want to change and then leave it for future you to edit in. I found this really helpful because then I still feel like I'm capturing my ideas and my thoughts of what I want to change, but I'm not going back and editing. I found that if I go back and edit things every time that I come up with a new idea, then I will just end up continuously editing and I will never get to the end of my book. And I know this happens to other people too. Those are 3 ways to just kind of shift your mindset, take some of the perfectionism out of it. I'm currently working on a first draft of a about to be washed up rock star who makes a deal with the devil to stay relevant, and they're also lesbians because everybody, what am I supposed to write? Straight people? No. So that's what I'm working on right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're also working on a first draft, I'd love to hear about it, and I'll see you soon again for the first draft series. Bye.